MSI as a laptop brand is particularly well known in the gaming space, but two of the laptops I have here and have been testing are aimed at a slightly different market. The Modern 15, which is a great solid everyday laptop, and the Prestige 14 for someone who's looking for powerful and portable. Both of these are aimed at productivity and getting things done. Let's take a closer look here on EMKWAN Reviews. Let's start off with the Modern 15. As you can see from the design, it's got a slim profile given its size. The Modern 15 weighs 1.6 kgs and is 16.9 millimeters thick. Now it's crafted from ultralight chassis with sandblasting aluminium. It does feel good in the hand despite the fact that it picks up fingerprints easily, but there is some flex, particularly at the bottom and around the keyboard and mousepad. Now this carbon grey color is great, but it is available in other colors too. So you've got these ultra thin bezels surrounding the IPS display panel, which is both nice and vibrant. It has a resolution of 1920 by 1080, though not as bright or vibrant as some of the other display options out there, but I think it's still very good at this price point. Now that display will also fold all the way back for some interesting viewing angles. Now I found multimedia, including YouTube and Netflix, looks really nice on this display. A look around at the ports and you'll notice that you have 3 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C Thunderbolt 4, you've got 1 HDMI and 1 micro SD. There are two 2-watt speakers that you'll find at the bottom of the laptop, which felt like an odd choice given the vibration that you're going to get when the volume is pumped up to max. But I think most people will be using the audio jack, which is decent with support for high-res audio as well. Now there's also a DC port for the charging with this really nice compact charger as well. As far as the keyboard is concerned, it's no SteelSeries collaboration, but it still does a very good job. So you get a bright backlight keyboard with decent key travel that I thought felt good typing on. Now I particularly like the quick mute button for both the microphone and webcam that can come in really handy with all those Zoom calls we're on nowadays. But talking of webcam, it is a little lackluster, especially for quality in 2021, but it does get the job done. My only issue here was the mousepad, which honestly felt small on this laptop, especially when scrolling. But thankfully it's nice to see MSI have included a mouse with the laptop. As far as performance is concerned, my review unit came with the following: Intel Core 11th Gen i7 processor, 2.8 GHz quad core with turbo boost, NVIDIA GeForce MX450 with 2 GB of GDDR5, 16 GB of RAM, 512 GB of NVMe SSD. Now there's plenty of performance to go around for most day-to-day tasks and productivity. Whether you're a student or someone just looking for a daily use out of this laptop, I think you'll be more than happy. MSI have also a number of optimizations available to adjust the range of modes and resources of the system to get the best out for performance. For example, you've got this MSI True Color, which helps with improved display color contrast, but more importantly MSI Creator Center, and that really gives you control for which applications should have power. I found photo editing to light video editing performed well. The fans were kicking in occasionally, particularly around graphic intensive work. And though this isn't really a gaming laptop, there is an option to play some gaming titles on low to medium settings if you want to game between Zoom meetings. Now the battery life is interesting here because it's advertised as 10 hours and it's designed for non-stop on-the-go creators. But I was getting less than that. I was getting around about 7 to 8 hours of medium to light use. This is ultimately a laptop that I think most people will have plugged in. But again, for most everyday laptop use, this should be reasonable. Next, let me show you this pink laptop. So this is the Prestige 14, not my obvious choice of color, and by the way, it is available in other colors, including carbon gray like the Modern 15 and pure white. I have to say the pink is certainly striking in color and look. It's a standout statement. Similarly, in terms of build to the Modern 15, it is pretty much the same, but it does feel better built all round. You've got less of the flex, and that's probably due to its size. There's a smaller and more portable feel factor to this, and overall I think it does a much more better job at feeling premium and solid when you compare it with the Modern 15. Now looking around the laptop on this, this is thinner at 15.9 millimeters, and it's also lighter at 1.29 kg. So it's really classed as ultra wide. You've got those ultra thin bezels again surrounding the IPS display panel. The display also goes all the way back flat, which is, you know, if you want to quickly share that screen with someone sitting opposite, it's going to be very helpful. It does have the same screen resolution of 1920 by 1080, but on the smaller screen size, slightly sharper than the Modern 15. Now, I actually preferred the display on this to the larger Modern 15, and it was easier to gauge the colors, particularly when I'm editing. Even watching YouTube videos, I felt was nicer on this display given the screen size. And taking a look around at the ports, you'll notice that this time you have one USB-A port, you get two USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports that can also be used to charge, and then you get a micro SD card slot along with an audio jack. I mean, you get the same two 2-watt speakers that you'll find in the Modern 15, again at the bottom of the laptop. So yeah, the audio sound is pretty much the same. But you do get a 90-watt charger, which is actually larger than the one that you get with the Modern 15. I'd prefer to have the compact charger for ease of carrying around, the similar one that you got with the Modern 15. Now, the keyboard and mouse track feels more premium throughout, and it's comfortable, I think, for everyday use, and you'll still get the quick mute button for both microphone and webcam. Webcam is similar, but for some reason it's felt slightly better than the one that I found on the Modern 15. Also, the touchpad is much more pleasant. It's a larger touchpad with support for multi-finger gestures. So you've also got a fingerprint scanner in the corner of the touchpad or mousepad, and that supports one-touch access with Windows Hello. Now, as far as performance is concerned, there's a noticeable difference here. This review unit that I have is powered by the Intel Core 11th Gen i7 3GHz processor. You've got the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 with Max-Q design, 4GB GDDR6, Intel Iris Xe graphics, 16GB of RAM, and then 1TB of NVMe SSD. Now again, you've got the whole range of the MSI optimizations here to get the most out of the power of the Prestige 14. But in terms of day-to-day, like heavy tabbed Chrome browsing, it's much more faster, much more fluid at that. I certainly noticed the fans were kicking in high occasionally, but that was really when I was pushing the laptop to its limits. I think there's enough power to enjoy some more graphic intensive gameplay. I'd call it more casual gaming if you keep the resolution and quality settings in check. I mean, I was able to play some Fortnite and even manage some medium video editing and photo editing quite comfortably. Again, this isn't a fully fledged gaming laptop, and there is some throttling going on with thermals to match, but I think for most basic level creators, you're going to get what you want and need out of this ultralight laptop. Now, the battery life here again is advertised as 10 hours, and I was actually getting close to that with normal day-to-day and slightly less when I started with heavy intensive gaming or video editing. Again, it's what you would expect from an ultra portable modern device. So both the Modern and the Prestige from MSI show the brand offering more than just that gaming-centric laptops. Both these models, despite their prices, offer a good choice for those that are looking for light productivity laptops for a variety of business users. So for me, if I had to choose between them, I would go with the Prestige 14 because I think it takes the slight edge for my uses, at least, given the specs and the ultralight form factor. Let me know your choice and your thoughts in the comments below. You'll also find in the description the details to both laptops and the links to where you can purchase them. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, check out this other video here. I'll see you over there.